This is my beautiful wife Gina, and she hates camping. My name is Mike, and most of the time I camp alone in my little teardrop camper with my dog Juniper. I'm on a mission to convince Gina that camping could actually be comfortable, fun, and maybe even something she'd want to do again. So I rented an Airstream Bambi from Woodland Airstream in Grand Rapids, Michigan. In part 1, the whole gang set out on a camping adventure across the state. Things were going surprisingly well. Everybody was having a blast, and after the first few nights it seemed like my plan actually might be working. But in this episode, we point the Airstream north towards Michigan's Upper Peninsula, and let's just say things started to go south pretty quickly. When we say the mosquitoes are bad here, will Gina ever go camping again, or am I destined to be alone in the woods with Juniper for the foreseeable future? Stay tuned as we continue our Michigan Airstream adventure. We were warned about black flies.
Yeah.
I didn't see a single freaking black fly. I think the mosquitoes ate them all.
I think that's a good possibility.
Crossing the Mackinac Bridge into the Upper Peninsula felt like we were entering another world. This was the part of the trip I'd been looking forward to the most. A chance to camp the way I love to camp, off-grid and away from people. I was genuinely excited for Gina to finally get a taste of what I've been talking about all this time. But as it turns out, I probably should have been more careful what I wished for, because our timing couldn't have been worse. We followed the beautiful sandy shoreline for miles, alluding there would be the perfect campsite waiting for us at Au Train Lake. Eventually, the road pulled us inland through the thick Upper Peninsula forest, and it felt like we were finally getting closer to the wild remote camping experience I'd been waiting for. I think that's too tight of a turn to
Turn it,
right?
yeah.
At first, I backed the camper into the site, carefully squeezing between a tree and the fire ring. After evaluating the situation, I thought it would be better to pull in forward so that we could have the view of the lake through the panoramic windows. This is a primitive national forest campground, which means there are no utility hookups here. Our running water is going to have to come from water that I put into the fresh water tank of the RV. As I'm about to find out, that's going to be a problem. I'm also discovering very quickly that the mosquitoes are a dire situation. I promise you that what you're seeing right now is not being made up, fabricated, or exaggerated in any way. These are necessary steps. What you're seeing is a modified water bottle that I cut into a funnel of sorts. It's going into the fresh water fill on the camper, and I am filling said camper with water 1 gallon at a time, because the water fill, fresh water, potable water, whatever you want to call it, the pump house has spigots that are not standard water hose connections. They're just faucets. So I cannot connect my water hose to it without an adapter. I could buy an adapter, but that would involve a 24-mile round trip out and back to Tractor Supply. I didn't want to do that. So I'm just going to put 10, 20 gallons, however many I get to, so we have enough to flush toilets or give the dogs some drinking water. Just have some conveniences for my poor wife who's enduring mosquito torture out here. She can't even come outside. The mosquitoes are so bad. Right now you're not seeing them in front of me really bad because I have a thermocell just off a camera. But even that isn't doing the job completely. Anyway, I better get to filling. Most of the water gets in, some is spilling out. If you want to come and camp here at Au Train Lake Campground in June, make sure you're prepared with mosquito gear. And if you're using a camper and you want to fill it with water, bring a water fill jug or an adapter. Oh, what a nightmare. I'm going to take you over to the water fill up because that's really impressive. I'm pretty sure I'm not wearing this net correctly. I didn't cinch up the bottom enough and this piece on top. I'm going to stop complaining now because this is fun. I'm bringing the thermostat with me. It is on, just so you can see what I'm dealing with here. I only entered and exited the camper 2 or 3 times as I was getting set up. Each time I probably released 20 or 30 mosquitoes that were riding on my clothes inside the camper. So I didn't film very much because I spent the next several hours helping Gina kill mosquitoes inside the camper with our little handheld zapper. This was not our idea of a good time. So our mic, check your mic and let's see if we have level.
Check, check. Mosquito. Mosquito.
Ziblins. Ziblins. It was actually Gina's idea to do a little on-camera recap, but we're obviously very tired and delirious. The little winged ate my blood. The little winged creature ate my blood.
It's also possible this has been the longest day on the planet. That's also a possibility.
It was a long drive getting here to sit in the tin can sheltered from the army.
But I'm ready. Right there.
Yeah.
Got it.
If you're not familiar with what this tennis racket thing is, it's a mosquito bug zapper.
Thank God for the Dollar Tree.
The Dollar Tree purchase of the century. They should sell this in every Michigan campground.
It should just come with your welcome packet. It's like when you go to Montana and you get bear spray.
When we cross...
Bear spray wouldn't even work for these little shits.
No. When we crossed the Mackinac Bridge, they should have handed this to you at the toll booth.
Would you like to purchase a mosquito zapper?
Along with a king-size thermocell, which wouldn't even work. When I say the mosquitoes...
Permethrin what?
Yeah. When we say the mosquitoes are bad here, You can't even go outside. It's like walking through a thick blanket. You saw the footage when I was filling the water.
And the campground host said these weren't that bad.
Yeah, she said when it's raining, after it rains, you should see how bad it is. And guess what? It's going to rain tomorrow. So
And guess what?
we're not going to be here. Every time she zaps one, it smells like burnt blood, like barbecue.
Maybe that should be the title of the video. Burnt blood.
It's a good band name.
Yes.
I'm glad you're laughing. I really am. You could easily go be the other way, be mad, and you're not.
No.
And I'm so happy.
I mean, I have to just, what am I going to do?
We're protected in the tin can.
I am grateful for that.
Yeah,
And it's a nice tin can.
it is.
It's a really, really nice tin can.
We got the tank half full of water, enough for toilet use, washing hands and stuff like that. And I think the plan right now is to figure out if we can get our campsite a day early at the next place. And maybe on the way out of here tomorrow, we'll stop and look at the lake and see some waterfalls or whatever with the camper attached on our way somewhere else, because we ain't staying here.
Yeah.
We can't. It's just not an enjoyable experience. So
We can't
why?
enjoy being outside at all.
I mean, it might be nice to sit and read a book all day, but then you're met with the specter of this army of blood-sucking,
Demons.
yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, there's a little update for you.
We haven't eaten yet.
We haven't eaten. I'm
It's-
tired.
9:30.
Yeah.
So I will say this. I now understand why people want to camp in cooler weather.
Yep. Shoulder seasons. Late October, November is a great time to camp. December too. Getting into January, February, it's a little cold.
Yeah.
March is nice. Camping sucks. Just don't do it.
Like, you're trying to sell me on this, right?
Well, it's just a situation too where our schedules worked out where Gina could take the time off of work, where you just.
And this was our,
this was-
our anniversary
yeah,
week.
our anniversary week. And we're just
So it's
trying to
why
do something fun, and
Yeah. Oh.
it's an experience.
Yes.
All right,
Love.
we're gonna get some food eaten to replace the blood that was taken from. Do you want some hamburgers, steak?
Something with a lot of.
Let's
Get
eat some
iron.
red meat, get some iron.
I thank God every day for my sense of humor. It helps.
I thank God today for your sense of humor. All right, everybody. We'll leave it at that. We'll fill you in on what happens. We continued battling mosquitoes inside the camper well into the night. I finally managed to get a few hours of sleep before waking up at about 4 a.m. and then decided we'd had enough. So there we were, breaking camp in the dark, still being eaten alive by the relentless horde. On our way out, I stopped near Lake Superior before daybreak and managed to get this shaky, grainy footage, while once again donating blood to the local mosquito population. Sadly, this would end up being the only scenic footage we captured in the UP. The mosquitoes were bad everywhere, and we were burning through precious time just trying to survive instead of enjoying the trip. So we made the call to head back south to the Mitten and check into our final campground a day early.
Try our free ChatGPT travel assistant.
We were all a bit weary and tired from our experience in the Upper Peninsula, and the miles seemed to just drag on and on. But things were about to change for the better, and not a moment too soon. We were finally settled in at Northern Bear Paw RV Park near Tawas City, Michigan, and after our mosquito nightmare in the UP, this place felt like a reward. We scored a sweet corner campsite right across from a beautiful little pond, a pond filled with frogs and turtles instead of mosquitoes, which was a very welcome change. The campground itself was one of the cleanest and most well-maintained and manicured I've ever seen. And maybe best of all, we were only 10 minutes from the beach. With the weather finally improving, we decided all of us could use a little much-needed beach therapy. So we headed over to Tawas Point State Park, where we found a dog-friendly beach and a place for the pups to run around off-leash. And that's where we made a pretty profound discovery about our boy Teddy.
Yeah, it's a hot day. I'm hanging in the sunshine. You should hit me with the splash gun so I cool down. Won't you come on over? We can party till the sun's down. Baby, let me buy you a drink while we're dancing a blink. I could go for some Queen Bee too. Macy's going boom boom. Baby, if you're looking for some crazy, I'll tell you everybody's standing in a line for the water slide. You can come on over. We can take the roller coaster. And you know everybody's looking for a ride in the water slide. Water slide. On a wave of good feelings. Well, it's just another Friday. Paradise. So bring your A game, 'cause you know this party won't stop. We could never run out of time, sipping strawberry lime. You know I wanna share it with you. Macy's going boom boom. Baby, if you're looking for some crazy, I'll tell you everybody's standing in a line for the water slide. You can come on over. We can take the roller coaster. And you know everybody's looking for a ride in the water slide. Water slide. It's getting kinda crazy up in here. Got that DJ playing music everybody wants to hear, yeah. It's getting kinda crazy up in here. Everybody wants a ride in the water slide.
Yep, he's a water dog. Tawas Point Lighthouse has been watching over this stretch of Lake Huron since 1876, guiding ships into Tawas Bay and warning them away from the shallow waters around the point. Interestingly, the lighthouse that stands here today is actually the second one that was built in the area. The original was built in the 1850s, but as the sandy point kept growing, it eventually ended up too far inland. Today it remains one of the most recognizable landmarks on Tawas Bay, a quiet piece of Great Lakes history surrounded by beach, wind, and wide open water. I accidentally left my camera in slow motion mode after the beach, so you get to watch us pick up our takeout barbecue in a truly epic way. But honestly, Route 23 barbecue deserves slow motion. It was that good. Most of our final day in Michigan was spent lazing around the camper and just enjoying the air conditioning in the hot and humid weather. But before we leave, there's one more thing we need to see. There's a hidden trail at the end of the campground that apparently leads to a very beautiful place. So we're going to go exploring.
He did really good.
I know.
He adapts pretty well.
Yep.
Don't you, pup? Yeah. Looking forward, it's definitely something I would do again.
It is something you would do again.
It's something I would do again.
Did you hear that? You would do it again.
In an Airstream. In an Airstream. I am so glad that I had my first camping experience in an Airstream. The Bambi was awesome, and I'm so grateful for the opportunity and to be able to.
Yeah, and we're
to
grateful to
Oh,
Woodland Airstream.
So grateful, and they have been awesome.
Yeah.
The whole experience with the Airstream dealership and everything was just top notch.
Eric at Woodland Airstream is the man.
Top notch.
You need to go there. Everybody, you better be nice, because Gina's going to be around more.
Yeah, I think I found the silver lining to camping.
I see what you did there.
We're glad you guys had a good time.
Thanks, man. We returned the Bambi after creating some incredible memories that will stay with us forever. And I think Gina might be hooked. But after a week on the road, we both came to the same conclusion. As much as we enjoyed it, the Bambi probably isn't the perfect fit. Maybe, just maybe, this one.